Consumer Reports just released their newest rankings and, get this, 6 SUVs scored so high, they are calling them near perfect. And here is the twist, the luxury brands that should dominate reliability did not even crack the top spots. In fact, the SUV sitting at number 1 is a model most shoppers literally walk right past at the dealership. Near perfect reliability, yeah, that's what everyone's talking about right now. Before we get there, I am also going to reveal the one mistake 90% of buyers make that costs them thousands in depreciation, extended warranties, and repair bills once these SUVs hit 50,000 miles. And there is a pattern hidden in all 6 models that explains why some last 200,000 miles while others blow up at 50,000 miles. The 50,000-mile trap, it's something you definitely want to avoid. Today we are counting down 6 SUVs that prove reliability is not luck. It is engineered, and stick around because number 1 shocked every critic, every reviewer, and even resurrected an entire brand with a staggering 97 reliability score. Starting at number 6, we have the Subaru Outback Wilderness. Consumer Reports slapped a 93 on this SUV, but honestly, no number can capture what it went through. This thing is not reliable, it is indestructible. It survived 127-degree heat in Death Valley, minus 40 blizzards in Alaska, and off-road punishment so brutal, it destroys most vehicles in a matter of hours. The Outback did not even flinch. When it comes to indestructible engineering, Subaru really takes things to another level. Subaru used to be haunted by those old head gasket failures, but Subaru rebuilt the entire block from the ground up, changed the metallurgy, redesigned the sealing tech, and now every single engine is tested for 200 straight hours before it goes into a vehicle. Not one in a batch. Every engine. That alone tells you they were not playing around. What makes this SUV so durable is actually what Subaru removed. They ditched the electronic parking brake, skipped the sensor-loaded power lift gate, and really simplified the systems that usually cause headaches at 60,000 miles. Fewer parts means fewer failures, and you feel that philosophy everywhere in this vehicle. The underbody protection is real steel, not just decorative plastic. The suspension components look oversized for the weight class, and I mean that in the best way possible. It is built like they expect people to actually use it in the real world, not just pose in the REI parking lot. From a financial standpoint, it is just as impressive. The Outback Wilderness holds about 72% of its value after 3 years. That is higher than some luxury SUVs trying to justify double the price. When a vehicle is this tough and this simple, buyers know it, and the resale prices reflect that. At number 5 we have the Lexus NX 350h. This SUV has way too much tech, so why does it rank near perfect? Consumer Reports gave the Lexus NX 350h an unbelievable 94, and honestly, if you look at the features, it should not even be close to that high. This thing is loaded with adaptive suspension that adjusts hundreds of times per second, digital side mirrors, a touchpad that actually works, mood lighting with more colors than a Vegas hotel lobby, and enough electronics to scare most mechanics. By all logic, this SUV should be a rolling software glitch. Sometimes, it just doesn't add up. The Lexus NX 350h packs in a ton of technology, yet it somehow manages to be one of the most reliable SUVs out there. It's a real paradox. On paper, all that tech should make things more complicated, but Lexus seems to have figured out how to make it work, and work really well. But here is the twist. Lexus did not rush it. They delayed the launch for 11 full months just to fix 17 potential failure points they found during pre-production. They literally rebuilt entire systems before the public ever saw the vehicle. So when the NX 350h finally hit showrooms, it was not a first-generation product at all. It was the second generation of a model that technically never had a first. Then there is the hybrid system. Lexus did not borrow the technology from their regular lineup. They took components from Toyota's industrial equipment division, the same systems used in forklifts and warehouse machines that run non-stop all day, every day for years. That is why the NX 350h not only delivers 39 miles per gallon, but also accelerates faster than the non-hybrid version, hitting 60 in just 6.8 seconds. Inside, the NX feels more baby LS than compact crossover. The semi-aniline leather, the reinforced stitching, the composite materials that do not crack or off gas in extreme weather. It is a luxury cabin that ages gracefully. And here is the part that dealers quietly hate. Lexus sells this SUV with an unusually low markup because they want to steal market share directly from German competitors. At number 4 is the Toyota Highlander Hybrid. Three-row SUVs usually break early, but this one became the exception. Consumer Reports gave the Toyota Highlander Hybrid a staggering 96, and honestly, once you understand how Toyota built this thing, that number almost feels low. Instead of chasing flashy new technology or reinventing the wheel, Toyota did something far smarter. They simply scaled up the proven hybrid systems from the Prius and the Camry, powertrains that have millions of real-world miles behind them. No experimental parts, no new for this year engineering risks, just rock-solid components refined for decades. On-screen text over a family-sized Toyota SUV. And the result is nothing short of incredible. We are now 4 years into this generation of the Highlander Hybrid, and there still is not a single significant pattern of failure. Check the complaints, check the forums, check the recall history. It is practically empty. That is unheard of for any three-row SUV, especially one carrying the electrical load and mechanical stress of a hybrid system. Part of the secret is Toyota's obsessive quality control. Every Highlander Hybrid goes through 847 separate tests before it ever leaves the factory, and I am not talking about someone eyeballing a panel gap with a clipboard. I am talking real diagnostic sweeps, calibrated pressure testing, seal inspections measured down to the millimeter. Toyota treats this thing like a long-term science experiment, not an assembly line product. Financially, the Highlander Hybrid is just as impressive. Most three-row SUVs fall off a depreciation cliff and lose 45% of their value in 3 years. This one holds around 70%. Imagine paying $50,000 for a family hauler and still having $35,000 in resale value after a few years. That is the kind of math that turns car ownership from a money pit into a smart investment. And all this while delivering 35 miles per gallon, seating for 8 and towing up to 5,000 pounds. Coming in at number 3 is the Honda CR-V Hybrid. This SUV is the definition of quiet excellence. Nothing flashy, nothing dramatic, just bulletproof engineering wrapped in a family-friendly package. Consumer Reports gave it one of the highest reliability scores in its segment, and, honestly, that did not surprise me at all. Honda took the hybrid system they had been refining for more than a decade and built this powertrain like they expected to hit 250,000 miles without breaking a sweat. What makes the CR-V Hybrid special is how absurdly consistent it is. Owners are reporting 0 major failures through the first several years of production. No hybrid battery degradation, no random electrical gremlins, and no transmission disasters. The electric motor assist smooths out the acceleration. At number 2 we have the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. This SUV is the quiet workhorse everyone forgets to mention until they sit down with the reliability data, and then, well, the whole room goes silent. Consumer Reports consistently ranks the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid as one of the most reliable vehicles sold in America, and honestly, the numbers back it up. 4 years into its production cycle, and there still is not a single repeating pattern of significant mechanical failures. No hybrid battery complaints, no inverter issues, no transmission disasters, just boring, predictable durability, the kind mechanics secretly love. What makes this SUV so unstoppable is the powertrain. Toyota did not design it for hyper-acceleration numbers. Taking the top spot is the Acura MDX. Acura was on life support then, the MDX shocked everyone. Consumer Reports hit it with a 97, a score usually reserved for vehicles that basically refuse to brake. And here is what caught me completely. This is not a fancier Honda Pilot. It shares a platform, sure, but the engineering underneath could not be more different. Acura rebuilt everything that matters. The suspension geometry, the electronics architecture, the insulation. Like they were trying to prove something to the entire luxury segment. On-screen text over a sleek Acura MDX. The first time you drive one, you can feel it immediately. The acoustic insulation is not just thick, it is everywhere. The doors, the floor, the roof, every inch stuffed with materials designed to kill road noise before it even has a chance to reach the cabin. The electronics are refined and surprisingly trouble-free, which is something I cannot say for half the German SUVs I see in service bays. And the chassis tuning, this is where Acura went all in. They spent 24 months perfecting the suspension. 2 years. Most manufacturers spend 6 months and call it a day. Acura was not satisfied until this thing rode like a luxury sedan and handled like it weighed half as much as it does. But what really blows owners away is how little maintenance the MDX needs. You bring it in for oil changes, tire rotations, and that is basically it. These 6 SUVs prove something the industry never wants you to figure out. Reliability is not an accident, it is not luck, it is engineered. The brands that land at the top of these Consumer Reports rankings do not get there by chasing gimmicks, touchscreen trends, or fancy lease deals. They get there by building vehicles that stay solid at 100,000 miles, not just shiny at 10,000. Smart money buys engineering, not branding. So tell me in the comments which one surprised you the most, and which one are you thinking about adding to your driveway? Hit that like button if this helped you dodge a bad purchase, and subscribe, because I break down every major reliability update the automakers